Hey HubSpotters, it's Caleb here with Celerant. If you've ever been inside a contact, company, or deal record, you've already seen a list of properties over on the left-hand sidebar that give information about the contact that you can update. Properties house key data that we can use for segmentation, automation, and to inform and influence our campaigns. We all know that business is dynamic and the only constant is change. So what happens when we have a property with set values that we need to update? For example, we have Caleb here and we want to update what his preferred cookie is. We click into the property and see we have two options, chocolate chip and sugar. But his preferred option isn't on here because we didn't put it in our property. We now offer a new option called Double Trouble Macadamia Nut Snickerdoodle Surprise, and that's his preferred cookie. So if we want to add that value, we're going to have to go to our settings. So click on the gear icon here, and on the left, under Data Management, go to Properties. The first thing you want to check is that you're on the correct object. Depending on what property you're attempting to edit, it may exist on a different object. In this case, the property we want to edit exists on the contact object, so we are in the right place. On this first Properties tab is where we want to be to find the property we're searching for. If you want to filter properties down, you have a couple of options to do that here, like all field types. Preferred cookie is a multiple checkbox, so if we click that, it will show up on this list. But the fastest way, if you already know what the name is just to do a search. So let's search for preferred cookie. Once you're ready to edit the property, hover over the name and click Edit. Here you'll be taken to the editing screen where you can edit the basic info, the field type, the rules, conditional options, and see where it's used. So here we want to add a value for the Double Trouble Macadamia Nut Snickerdoodle Surprise. So we're going to go back to the Field tab. In this case, we want to add an option, so there's a couple ways we can do this. We can click Add an Option and enter it in manually, or we can also load options. So here, for example, if we wanted to paste in a list, we could click Paste, copy and paste our values in here, click Load, and here you'll see them populate. We can also copy from another property if we want those same exact values. So for example, let's just choose lead status for fun. Here you'll see all of our lead status options populated in this property. However, we don't want any of that, so let's go back and enter it in manually. So here, let's enter in Double Trouble Macadamia Nut Snickerdoodle Surprise. Okay. So now let's click Save. And when we navigate back to our contact and click under Preferred Cookie, we will see that our option is now there. Pro tip, you can delete options, but objects cannot have that value. So if our Double Trouble Macadamia Nut Snickerdoodle Surprise ends up being a flop and we want to remove it, we need to make sure that we clear that value from all contacts it's populated for, and then we can click delete. So let me just give you a quick example of what that looks like. Let's go back to settings, back to our properties, search for our preferred cookie, click edit, and you'll see when we click here, it won't let us delete because it has a value. So what we need to do is make sure it's cleared. You can create a list of contacts that have that value, but since we know that only one contact has that, let's just clear it from his. Let's click Save. We'll go back to Properties, back into our preferred cookie, and now we see that we can select and delete it. I hope this helps you with editing your properties, and now I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go grab a cookie. Happy HubSpotting.